Alright, I'm back. So, I was on about the luxurious, the more upmarket interior that's in the M2 competition over a high-spec 3 Series. Everything from the seats, obviously a straight out the M4. They're lovely. I've got blue stitching on mine. Got the carbon fibre trim here. Again, this lovely armrest. Alcantara on the handbrake. I mean, it's not amazing, but it is better than most 3 Series, including the M Sport models. I actually kind of prefer it inside to the Alpina. I actually find it a bit more high-end. Right, I don't know where I'm going because this isn't really my town. So, the iDrive is much faster in these LCIs than it was in the previous generation, which is bloody fantastic. You've got the boot is about the same size as a F30 3 Series, which I find hilarious. It still rolls like a manual car, which the ZF8 doesn't do, which I find kind of annoying. The ride isn't that bad actually. You think it would be really rock hard, not really, no. It's stiff, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing unreasonable. My only complaint with this car is that it's a bit too quiet. How do you get out of here? I'm in this place called Bury, St Edmunds, and that's Bury spelt with a U, so it's B-U-R-Y. It's really weird. Right. Oh shit! I better hit the curb. These wheels are not cheap. Whoops. Remembering this makes a shit ton more power than I just have to reprogram my mind. It's rear wheel drive. I'm so used to having 4-wheel drive, and well, other than my other M3, but the other M3 you have to rev to the moon. This, well, you know, watch. Just bang. Just pulls out like a very. I mean, this car is pissed off. It's like when it was built, it was pissed off. It like smashed through the walls of the factory, you know, and it's about as angry as a rear-wheel drive small car can be. So why do I have it? Lease came to an end on the 35D. I found it incredibly boring, even though it was insanely fast. It was just no fun. There was no fun at all. No fun. Really. I mean, the torque was great, but I was just getting so. It was just so effortless and boring. That was the problem. It was just too easy and understeered. I mean, yeah, it was better than Audi, but that's not hard, is it? You know, driver involvement-wise, I mean. I like the way that it gives you the oil temperature. It also gives you a nice big digital readout, which you don't get on the 3 Series or the Alpina that I had. The miles per hour readout was really small, whereas on this one it's much bigger in the middle, like the Volkswagens and Audis. That's a feature I do like. I like having that. I know earlier I said like analog, but I like a digital readout as well. It's nice because you can quickly glimpse at it. Cruise control is bloody brilliant. The M buttons, I believe the previous M2 didn't have that. You can set them to do whatever you want. So my M1 is set to be, you know, M dynamic mode for traction, Sport Plus for the engine, Sport Plus for the gear, for the steering, and the steering. Oh, the steering's so good. Why can't all cars be like this? I bitch and moan about electric steering in every car that I drive. You know, it's over assisted, or, you know, overly hard. You know, it's like a fake stiffness. You get that on the Golf GTI, on a new one that I test drove recently. The newish, you know, I think it was 245 with the little diff on the front. I nearly bought a TCR, interestingly. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because basically it's just exactly the same things before, like the S3, just with two-wheel drive. And, you know, that's no fun. Yeah, I can do that. But I don't know where I'm going, so I probably wasn't very clever. This thing is so phenomenally fast. It really is. You can get into... I amazingly don't have any points on my license, but I think this... Well, I thought that the Ducati would do it, because that just wheelies everywhere, but I don't ride it much. But this car... I have a feeling this is the car that's going to get me into trouble, because it is ferociously fast. It's very aggressive. It goes sideways effortlessly and in the most hilarious fashion. Oh, there's a police station there, so that's where they are. Okay, now I know where you are. They're not going to make these anymore, alright? Is that? Stop. Stop. I've got to program that out. I haven't turned that off yet. I've only had it a week. I'm learning, okay? I'm learning the coding. I'm learning that. I've managed to unlock and tweak a few things, but not quite there yet. And I shouldn't really be driving it like this, because it hasn't even hit its first service yet. But, you know, it's my car, so... Yeah, it makes the pops and bangs, but they're fake pops and bangs. You can't really... Because I turned off all the sound inside, you can't really hear it. Apparently outside it's much louder. It does sound better than M3 and the M4. It doesn't sound like a bag of farts like those cars did. It doesn't sound great, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't sound like the N50. The N55 was a peach of an engine. I mean, okay, it doesn't make anywhere near the power of the S55, but it did sound nice. This doesn't sound nice. And I believe it's to do with the turbo setup. Basically, you've got two turbos, and they're on 3 cylinders each. And so the exhaust and the turbos are completely separate all the way to the back box. And so in effect, the sound it makes is like 2 3-cylinder engines. Not that smooth, straight, buttery 6 howl that you get out of most BMW straight 6s, like my M3 or the N55, which was on the previous M2. And there's not much you can do about it. And this has got that silly particle filter, which probably does absolutely nothing. But apparently it doesn't reduce power. But interestingly, I think that's what's made it actually sound better. I heard... I was one of the very fortunate people when I went to Goodwood last year. I was there on the first day, and I turned up really early, and BMW were there first thing, crack of dawn, and they had the M850 and they had the M2, but they didn't call it a competition, but it was the competition. And they started up for me. I'm not sure if I made a video of it. Yeah, so like a twat, I ran out of battery. So let's do this again, because I didn't really get to do it properly. Right. Well, you see me driving around in it. And rambling about how great it is. It's not really much use to you, so let's just go around the cabin. Again, base spec, I have no options, so you know, this is all pretty standard stuff. You know, you press this button, it calls Germany. Pissed off German lady will be like, have you been in an accident? Nein? Why did you call? You know, they actually get quite angry. Don't press that button unless you've really been in an accident. Don't ask how I know. So down here, a little bit different than your normal ZF. Ignore this collection, I need to check all that out. So this is the DCT. You press this. Let's just turn on the look at that, yeah. So there's my clocks. So they're like a fake LCD. And I prefer them to full LCD. I'm not a fan of full LCD at all. I've been in a new Audi and new Golfs with the, you know, the fancy pants, massive screen here and here, so you've got like a double screen, and you can have the Google Maps, and you can move around the dials. Oh, no, copyright. Why does it play? Why is it BMWs? Always. Every BMW I ever had. That's M4 Alpina, my 35D, the 4 Series Grand Coupe. Whenever I've put my Bluetooth on it, and I've got the music on, even if I don't have music open and the app isn't even, I don't think I've got my phone on me. my phone's upstairs, so it's sending. That's pretty impressive, actually. What? Sorry, that's pretty awesome. That's a long way. Okay, I digress again. So it is more luxurious in here. I am not joking. So you've got this lovely Alcantara trim on the side, which I wish I had in that bad boy there. I never got around to it. The clocks are lovely because they're a perfect blend of modern and retro. So, you know, all this bit down here is all digital, and you can change it to whatever it is that you want. There's so many. I haven't gone through all the options, but I've actually restricted a few of them just to make it easy to cycle through. So I've just got, yeah, that is pretty much average, 22 miles per gallon. It's bad. I mean, I just cruised down the M11 Eco, 25 I'm lucky. This thing drinks super unleaded, worse than my M3. But anyway, that's the speedo display. It's much bigger when, there you go. So yeah, it gets much bigger. Tells you date, and it gives you the oil temperature. Obviously it's going very cold. You press the M1 button and it will go into Sport Plus for both. M2, oh, M2 is a whoopsie mode. I like to go sideways, but I need a little bit of help in case I go a bit too sideways, which is called M dynamic mode, which is that there. And you get that when you press that once. See that little naughty button there? Yeah, that one there. Press it once. I'll watch you. You should watch me. I press it. It goes away. If I hold it down for 3 seconds, completely off. Don't do that in this car unless you are talented, okay? This thing will rip your head off and shit down your neck. It will. It will not take prisoners. Think of it no different than those mental AMG cars. It's in the same category, okay? Unless you really know what you're doing, don't do that. I don't even recommend doing M dynamic mode unless you're, you know, in a place that you know is safe and you know very well, or you're confident enough in the car, okay? Just Sport Plus is enough. It will let you have a little bit of sideways action. In fact, that beginning of the clip that you'll see, I didn't have MDM on. I just had Sport Plus, and I just put my foot down, and you could see it was squirreling away pretty aggressively when pulling out. So you can still have fun even without the nannies. Nothing too special down here. Again, you've got the carbon fibre. This is bigger. It's same as the upgraded nav that you used to get in the old generation. And the screen again is the same size. In fact, it seems to be the same as the Advance or the old Advance nav. I can't seem to tell the difference. It's fast. It works. Glove box. Pretty standard stuff. No little torch like you get in the M3. I like these little details. What I do like is the money. I call this the money hole. There's a story about that. The Mark 6 GTI used to have exactly the same thing. It's a secret little cubby hole down here. And back when I lived in Asia, I used to have to carry a lot of cash. It's very safe over there anyway, but you know, I had to carry a lot of cash, and so you didn't want to carry it with you. And I used to have a lot of cash hidden in something just like this to pay my distributors and everyone else and my staff. This is a long time ago. I digress. It's a nice little red button. I'd rather have a blue button, to be honest with you. And I've seen you can get blue buttons for here. I'm not interested in those, but I'm definitely interested in the blue button for the for this here. And there's loads of little options out there, but I don't want to get the wrong one, and I don't want to damage it removing it. So I'm going to look into that. But I think blue would suit it. All this is standard kind of 3 series, 1 series, 2 series, nothing special. As I mentioned earlier, Alcantara. You've got these lovely seat belts. It's only a 2-seater on the back. It's bigger than a 911, but not by much. Despite the fact it's quite a big car. Okay, let's go around it. Let's show you the business end. Oh shush. Car is filthy, by the way. Yeah, this is where the business happens. Now, I love this. They've kept this from the M3, M4, the carbon fibre brace. Underneath all this plastic here, there's a gorgeous bit of CNC aluminium brace. And I don't know if you can make it out. You can't. But it goes all the way across, and it's gorgeous. But it's all hidden by plastic, which is a real shame. I don't know why they've done that. I mean, I don't mind this. I don't think it's particularly ugly. Charge cooling, so it's not air to air, it's water to air. I'm not sure if there's also an air to air. There's a lot of cooling going on. A lot. A hell of a lot. I like that. I don't know if you can see it, but you know, you can massive radiators. Every vent does something. I was with JM, you know, from JM on Cars, and he was having a look, and we were quite impressed by the amount of cooling. I mean, look at the size of the intakes and the vents here. They're huge, and genuinely, it probably needs it. LED lights are standard. Yeah, it's a gorgeous thing. These wheels are forged. These are supposedly 6-piston, but to my eyes look like 4, but I've been told they're 6. And they're pretty damn big. They're 400mm. Lovely wide arches. I'm not going to show you the plate at the moment because I'll put it on. And of course there's my other baby. And if you have a look at them there, it's interesting, isn't it? That the wheelbase is almost exactly the same, but this is taller and a bit wider. Let's open the boot. Let's not open the boot. Okay. So, remember what I said about the boot? It's about the same size as the 3 Series, except for the fact that the seats fold down. And you've got a huge battery. This huge battery. think it's got 800 cranking amps. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's massive. And there you got your tyre repair kit and some sort of weird fuse ECU thing. This is something I need to do now. Otherwise, as of tomorrow, it won't be on the correct plates. So I need to take care of that. That's it. That's my M2 for now. It's a very capable machine, very capable, and they're doing some good deals on them. If you can find it, you can get them for under £400 a month if you know where to look, with a, average deposit. And it's one of the last true great driver's cars. I think, if nothing goes wrong with this and it carries on going like it's going, I think I end up probably keeping it. Or if they bring out like a CSL version, oh yeah, I'll buy that. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm just going to fart about and put my new plates on, and I'm not going to be making so many videos. I'm bowing out of YouTube because let's go in here and talk about it.